Gonna say how I feel, cause I know that it's something real. Hey, hey. Gonna say how I feel, cause I know that it's something real. Gonna say how I feel.
Hey everybody, how are you today? I am hoping that you guys are hearing me. I am not having feedback. I'm having a little bit of issue with my headphones connecting, and I didn't bring other ones. I'm at Layla and Lachlan's, and I have a glass of wine, thankfully. Hey, hi, Larry. Hi, Nathan and Angie. Yay. And there they are, everybody. So Bob's got the grandkids back there. They are getting ready to go make some splash time. And Lachlan's looking for a bath in the big tub. They've been out playing on the trampoline in the backyard. Aldo's been chasing the bunnies that show up in the backyard. He thinks it's pretty cool. And Lofa and he have declared a detente. So all is good. Lofa, though, don't quite know where Lofa went. But Lofa took off. Good, thank you. Thank you, Larry, for letting me know that you can hear me. I know that my light's probably not the best, but I went upstairs to Philip's office and tried that. There was less connection up there than there was down here. And the bathroom upstairs had the best light, but the kids were going to take a bath. So didn't think that was going to work. Anyway, for the next couple days, we're just going to do this because it's going to work. And I can do stories. And I can do it from the kitchen counter. If it's nice tomorrow, I'll do it from outside. I'll broadcast from outside. So that's cool. Hi, Gloria. Yeah, it is. I do not know why my Bluetooth is not connected and is not behaving. Let me check something here. I turned it off on here. Maybe it's mad because I turned it off there. Huh. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it. As long as you can hear me, I'm happy. I don't have to hear myself. And I turned the sound down on my MacBook speakers so that I don't get feedback and you don't get that. Should work. So tonight, there's Nathan and Gloria. Yay! Are they ready? No, they're not really ready to be ready. They've been at school all day, although it was an early morning, and you know that Lachlan had got up early for the past few days, and then of course Bob and I stayed up way too late looking up on oh, snap off. That's not good. So we were up late looking at houses for Annalena and Philip to see what was out there on Zillow and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so we didn't. It just, it's just doing someplace different is kind of that, but it's well worth it. Anyway, I should be all good now, and I'm just gonna turn this puppy off there completely. and make sure that this is off there. Okay, got that. Good. That should be good. Now it's all good. Okay, so today I have a story for you guys. And I mentioned it the other day. It's kind of fitting with all this kind of stuff about a NPR interview done with Judith Viorst. And if you saw the opening, had a picture of a magnifying glass in Australia. Because this is the 50-year, no, we're not thinking about moving. No, oh gosh, no. See, my Bluetooth headphones just turned off on me. No, we are not thinking about moving, Larry. It is not something we want to do. We have wanted to have a place with a view on the water forever. And this is a place that where we are that the kids are all saying that is going to be in the family. And that's the way we want it to be. So no moving. That's not allowed. And we'll go visit them instead. So, and the other thing today was rebooking my flight to Botswana. And that was a chore. Just a lot of details. So that kind of ran me a little bit. Emirates was amazing. The airlines were amazing. Everybody was really, really patient and really good. It's just that angst over getting it done. Yeah. So anyway, at the beginning of the video, it said, had a picture of, hi, Janet, had a picture of Australia. And that references this book because the book I'm reading tonight is, you might know, it was written in 1972 by Judith Viorst, and it was illustrated by Ray Cruz. And let's see, they did a recent NPR interview with her on the 50th anniversary of this book. And 50 years of a book that you can still find in the bookstores, you can still find in the libraries, and it resonates with so many people. So let's see if I can show you here on the iPad. If you are at all a person who does NPR and want to catch this, it is a 50 years Alexander's been having terrible, horrible, no good, very bad days. So this book, she actually based on her own son and her own son, Alexander, and the things that happened to him. And so June 1st was the 50th anniversary, and it was published then. Illustrations by Ray Cruz, bestseller, has been made into a musical and a Hollywood movie. The book is so popular, for a string of sad adjectives entered the vernacular. It's been used to describe lousy days, weeks, and years far and wide, from political leaders to corporations. And teachers have even used poor Alexander's misadventures to teach kids about cause and effect and ethics. So her son, Alexander, claims that he never had some of these happens, but here is a picture of him. One day, that is a cascade of bad karma. He just, his mom said that when she wrote the manuscript and read it to him, he wasn't particularly pleased to have him be in it. He wanted to know why his brothers weren't the source. And she said, well, okay, I can change it to maybe not one of your brothers, but I could change it to Stanley or Walter or something. But then your name wouldn't be in big letters. And he gave in, did the mom manipulation thing. And so she goes on to say that he was a bit of a klutz and had things happen. And he was kind of just one of those kids that had things happen and was not always happy and stuff. So he was the character that she chose to write in this book for that. And Ray Cruz was born in 1933. I believe he's still alive. And he's illustrated more than 20 books, none more popular than Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. And he has original illustrations, color separations, layouts, and book dummies for 9 books illustrated for Cruz between 71 and 87 are called the Ray Cruz Papers. And the material in his books includes original illustrations and early sketches, book dummies, layouts, color separations for 9 books. The illustrations are either in pencil or pen or ink, but 2 dust jacket color illustrations appear to have been painted in gouache, a watercolor variation, he says. Paper in the book series are arranged alphabetically by title, and the material for each book is arranged chronologically. I would really love to see that book. So that's a pretty cool thing to have happen too, to have that. So, wrong place. This was my choice for this book today because it's been a favorite of mine. And when it said that that the book was there was the 50th anniversary. I'm putting these back on, my headphones back on, just because I can block out the sound of the grandkids in the back room for myself. And it's just one of those things that it's a book that I read. I mean, it was published in 1972. I graduated high school in 1974. I can remember reading it in early education classes. I can remember reading it to my classes that I did student teaching with. I remember reading it to the kindergarten beep class that I did in high school when I was, like back in 1974 when I did basic education experience program, when I was thinking about being a teacher. And so that's why. So tonight, for all of you who may identify with this at some point or another and dream of leaving or moving to Australia, I bring you Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. Let's see. Yes. There we are. I'm going to move this over in front. By Judith Forst, illustrated by Ray Cruz. As she says, have you ever had a bad day, a really bad day? And have you ever wondered if you were maybe the only person in the city, the state, the country, the world, the universe who had these bad days? Well, you're not. I know you're not. Because when my son Alexander was a little boy, he used to have a lot, and I mean a lot of them. And when I wrote this book for him, I got letters from girls and boys everywhere telling me about their own terrible days. Bad days make us so mad and so sad that sometimes we want to move to where terrible, horrible days maybe just don't happen. Right, Nathan? Like Australia. But bad days also come to an end. And when you wake up the next morning, it could be the beginning of a wonderful, marvelous, excellent, very good day. I hope you enjoy this special edition of the Alexander book. And Ray Cruz says, Alexander led me to know many children across the country and Canada, as well as their families. It also resulted in my becoming friends with Judith Forst, a very nice, charming lady with a lively sense of humor. I hope many more children continue to enjoy Alexander. And here we go. I went to sleep with gum in my mouth and now there's gum in my hair. And when I got out of bed this morning, I tripped on the skateboard, and by mistake, I dropped my sweater in the sink while the water was running, and I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. At breakfast, Anthony found a Corvette Stingray car kit in his breakfast cereal box, and Nick found a junior undercover agent code ring in his breakfast cereal box. But in my breakfast cereal box, all I found was breakfast cereal. I think I'll move to Australia. In the carpool, Mrs. Gibson let Becky have the seat by the window. Audrey and Elliot got the seats by the window too. I said I was being scrunched. I said I was being smooshed. I said if I don't get a seat by the window, I'm going to be car sick. No one even answered. I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. At school, Mrs. Dickens liked Paul's picture of the sailboat better than my picture of the invisible castle. At singing time, she said, I sang too loud. At counting time, she said, I left out 16. Who needs 16? I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. I could tell because Paul said I wasn't his best friend anymore. He said that Philip Parker was his best friend and that Albert Mayo was his next best friend and that I was only his third best friend. I hope you sit on a tack, I said to Paul. I hope the next time you get a double-decker ice cream cone, the ice cream part falls off the cone and lands in Australia. There were 2 cupcakes in Philip Parker's lunch bag. And Albert got a Hershey bar with almonds. And Paul's mother gave him a piece of jelly roll that had little coconut sprinkles on the top. Guess whose mother forgot to put in dessert? It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. That's what it was, because after school, my mom took us all to the dentist, and Dr. Fields found a cavity just in me. Come back next week and I'll fix it, said Dr. Fields. Next week, I said, I'm going to Australia. On the way downstairs, the elevator door closed on my foot while we were waiting for my mom to go get the car. Anthony made me fall where it was muddy, and then when I started crying because of the mud, Nick said I was a crybaby. And while I was punching Nick for saying crybaby, my mom came back with the car and scolded me for being muddy and fighting. Ugh. I am having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day, I told everybody. No one even answered. So when we went to the shoe store to buy some sneakers, Anthony chose white ones with blue stripes. Nick chose red ones with white stripes. I chose blue ones with red stripes, but then the shoe man said, "We're all sold out." They made me buy plain old white ones, but they can't make me wear them. When we picked up my dad at his office, he said I couldn't play with his copy machine, but I forgot. He also said to watch out for the books on his desk, and I was careful as I could except for my elbow. He also said don't fool around with his phone, but I think I called Australia. My dad said don't pick him up anymore. It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. There were lima beans for dinner and I hate lima beans. There was kissing on TV. Ugh. And I hate kissing. My bath was too hot. I got soap in my eyes. My marble went down the drain, and I had to wear my railroad train pajamas. I hate my railroad train pajamas. When I went to bed, Nick took back the pillow he said I could keep, and the Mickey Mouse nightlight burned out, and I bit my tongue. The cat wants to sleep with Anthony, not me. It has been a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. My mom says some days are like that. Even in Australia. And that is Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. Alexander goes on a couple other books that I don't have with me tonight. Who Used to Be Rich Last Sunday, and Do You Hear Me? I Mean It is going to move. I think we'll come back and visit Alexander again because he's kind of fun. Yeah. So, there's Julia. Hi, Julia. So that is a book that is one of those that the kids, everybody identifies with those. Judith Vorst talked about a point where they were a teacher who had been using it in a class, and their one little girl had said she was having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day because she didn't have anything to say about that she thought was that people would listen to. And it's amazing how all ages can identify with those things that are just, the days. But like Angie said on her live tonight, you can choose to be happy, and you can choose to make a change, and you can choose to have it be different. And yes, things of the day may be terrible, horrible, no good, very bad days. But I bet if we look real hard, we can find some pretty wonderful, amazing, super great, incredible points of light in our day too. Yeah. Ray Cruz's combination of pencil and the color and everything just makes it all so wonderful. Tamara, hi, and Julia and Donna. Deirdre's here. Yay, great. Oh my gosh, you guys. I hope you caught in. Oh, funny. Larry's pulling jokes. What tries to make, I choose to be happy. Good job. Just like Angie says. So, I think it's those, I used to say when I was there's a rare Bob appearance. That Tuesdays were my worst day at school. For a long time as I was teaching, it was always Tuesdays. Oh my gosh, it's a Tuesday there. It's going to be. And Tuesdays were rough because Mondays were fine because the kids were so excited to be back. But by Tuesday, some of the shine had worn off, and they were like, "Oh, that's right, we're back to work." Yeah. And so it could be a rough day at work. And one year, I just decided that I wasn't going to accept Tuesdays being a bad day anymore. And lo and behold, Tuesdays became an amazing day. And it was all based on a decision that I made and a perception that I had. I wonder. Yay. So Angie did this really cool pour with a giant tub of paint. It turned out really nice. I missed K&K's because about that time after you were done, the kids got back from school and things got rolling and the trampoline got running, bouncing, and the bunnies were running and all that kind of stuff. It's good to, I think Angie, based on her live, I think she's feeling a wee bit better. Yay. Grandpa Bob, yeah, he's back. I don't know where the kids are doing. Rare Bob sighting. Oh, they noticed that there was a rare Bob sighting.
Yeah, it's like something like Sasquatch.
He says it's something like Sasquatch, but not quite. Oh my gosh. What was funny? When we were in Yellowstone, speaking of Sasquatch, when we were in Yellowstone, she showed us a video of a black bear walking down a road, down a trail in the forest on two legs. And I swear, if you were up on the hill and were watching along, you would think that was Squatch. You bet. So anyway, that was a fun thing. Yep. Rare. All those pouting too. He's a little bit, he didn't catch the bunny, and we won't let him go under the fence or under the porch of the shed to get the bunny. And then he tried to go through the fence, or he went through the fence to the neighbor, and we told him he had to come back. And he's pouting now because he's part Jack Russell. He's meant to chase those things. That's what he thinks he's supposed to be doing. Anyway, get the net, catch that ball. Yes, he is worth a mint. You bet he is, Nathan. He is definitely worth a mint. Anyway, you guys, that was, it's a little bit shorter show tonight, and I just wanted to do one with this and recommend that if you get a chance at all and follow NPR, get a chance to see or listen to Judith Forst talk about that. It is a delightful, you just go to npr.org. Let me put that in the chat if I can. Come on, get up there. npr.org. And her name is Judith, Viorst, Judith Forst. And it's all of a 4-minute interview with her they did it on June 1st, which was the 50th anniversary of Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. And to have a book, not only such illustrations, and when she saw the illustrations that Ray Cruz had done, he had no concept of what her son looked like. And to have embodied everything about her son in that, it turned out really well. But to have a book that a phrase like that has become part of our vernacular and part of so many people's words, and I mean, everything, it's just one of those wonderful things. So you can say it to all ages. I'm having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Or you can just say, I'm having an Alexander day. And oh my gosh, it makes you laugh, and that's the kind of day where you say, nope, Alexander, you don't get to come to visit today. And that's what we want to do. Try to change it around. Alexander's a great kid, but he went on to the next day. And now he even says, as he says in the interview, because they interviewed Alexander to her son, who the real Alexander agrees. She said, Judith Forst said, back in 1972, there was no internet or social media gossip riling people up, not to mention 24/7 access to the relentless number of tragedies. Forst believes it is harder to be a kid today. I think the world has gotten tough, and even if they're not watching the news and reading these incredibly depressing stories, I think it must seep into them. That's what she says. The real Alexander agrees. He has 3 kids of his own. When they were little, he read them their grandmother's books, including this one. This is a guy who's sort of been in my life forever, says Alexander, and he keeps having crappy days. But I'm going to keep rooting for him. 50 years after it was written, Judith Forrest is happy with how Alexander turned out. I look at this fierce tiger of a little boy, and I see this loving, benevolent father and head of a family, and it's a thrill to me practically every day, she says. What a legacy. Oh my gosh, what a legacy. So, last night when I read the poems from Emily Dickinson, I don't know if I kind of encouraged a little bit of an art challenge for this week, but find a piece, if you can, of literature, a poem, something, maybe not something that you're really accustomed to or really familiar with, and use it as a source of inspiration and see what kind of art you come up with. And send it to me, and it'll be in the show this Friday or Friday, probably Saturday. Oh well, this coming weekend. This week's going by as a blur right now, with the grandkids through Wednesday at least. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, remember, I'm doing pretty well. I hope I don't deteriorate by Wednesday. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's great. Anyway, everybody, it's been wonderful. Oh, Tamara says our hike in the forest this morning was freaking awesome. We will be going at 6:30 a.m. tomorrow to catch the fog. Me and fog have a special love relationship together. Tamara, I love that. Take some photos with in there. Just grab your camera. Photos and fogs in the forest. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Yes, I did switch rooms. I'm at my daughter's house. So it's a completely different house even. So yes, Janet, I am in a different place. Anyway, you guys, until next time, I'm going to sign off and ask you to keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around. Oops, where'd everything go? It's all around you. You know that. But the first place to look is in your mirror. And I'll talk to you later. See, one last thing. What time does Layla have jiu-jitsu tomorrow night? I'm going to go late tomorrow night. You guys, I'm going to start at not 6:30. She goes till 6:30, right? Layla has jiu-jitsu and I have to go see. I'm so excited. So I won't be going on until 7. I'm sorry, it's late, but it has to be because that little 9-year-old in jiu-jitsu is freaking awesome. So new time, special time tomorrow night. Be team replay if you can't be here. I completely understand because it's really late for you East Coasters, unless you're all night owls like me. But so it's 7 p.m. Pacific tomorrow night, just for tomorrow night. All right. Until next time, you guys, take care. Keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. And Tamara, I want to see pictures from the fog in the forest. All right, you guys, take care.
In the heat of the night, we could get lost in all the lights and sounds. Feeling alright, we won't go home, we will just stay here downtown. There's not just stars on the boulevard.
Yay!
They're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black.
Thanks, Lupe.
I just need you by my side.
You know me, Angie. I always like to give a unexpected art challenge. Just based on last night, some piece of literature. Anything you want to do. However it inspires you. Wait, what? Thank you, Dean.
You got me
your Nikon. Oh my gosh.
Don't even try.
Gosh, I found a Nikon lens cap somebody had tossed out. It fits my Canon just fine. I just had to put a black piece of tape over the Nikon lens. Nikon and Canon have a love-hate relationship.
We don't need no black cards.
And I forgot
Just need you by my side. We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling stars.
Yes. Layla Jiu-Jitsu. She's amazing. She got her first stripe and she's close to her second.
We could be famous. We could be famous.
Whoa.
We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling starstruck too. We could be famous. We could be famous. We could be
Moving to Australia.